So Isaac's story kind of starts off with him and his father Abraham. Now God asks Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, which is very sad because Abraham and his wife Sarah previously couldn't have kids, and they were worried that they would never be able to have kids. But God actually gifted them with a baby boy, Isaac. So when Abraham found out that God wanted him to sacrifice Isaac, this must have been very sad and depressing for Abraham. But he was a good and loving and loyal servant, and he loved God with all his heart. So he didn't hesitate, he didn't question, he did as God asks. Now, the Bible doesn't really say much about how Isaac reacted, but we know he would have been old enough to sort of resist, but he didn't. He willingly let his father walk him and lay him to a sacrifice, which shows an incredible amount of trust from Isaac at such a young age. And not only a trust in his father, but a trust in God as well. And we can see this trust carries on into his adult life. God actually spares Isaac's life, and he's able to grow old. So he meets this woman called Rebecca, but like his father and his mother, they weren't able to have children. And Isaac's trust and his faith in God is put to the test. Now, Isaac has faith in God, and he calls upon God, and he prays to God, and he cries out to God for God to give him children, to which he gives Isaac twins. Now, this was also another kind of challenge for Isaac, but he put all his faith in God, and God saw that, so God gifted him with kids. And I feel like this is a lesson that we as Christians can take from Isaac's story, that our faithfulness and our trust doesn't go amiss. God sees it, and God rewards us for it, because God wants us to have an undoubtable amount of faith and trust in him. And sometimes that's hard to do because our fear can outweigh our faith. But through prayer, we can keep this strong. We can keep our faith strong. Now, Isaac had his strengths and he also had his weaknesses. As he grew older, he kind of grew a favor for his son Esau, and this kind of caused problems within the family. And Isaac, he had his weaknesses, and like all of us, we have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. And I feel like it's important for us to kind of know our strengths, know our weaknesses, and know how to better our weaknesses, and know how to kind of improve them. For me, I think the main strength that God sees in me is that I am able to live and serve as a unique person of God, a unique person that God created. And I am also able to encourage others to do the same. And this is a very good quality to have, because even though we are all the same, we are all different, we are all unique. God has made us all with our own plan, our own path, and it's important for us to understand that. But it is also important for us to not think that we are ever above or below any other person. So this is a very, 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 very important quality to have as Christians. We are the same, but we are all different. We are never above or never below any other person, because God has made each and every one of us in his image. And I think that's just why I wanted to get out to everyone today. So
I learned from Jacob that he's quite a determined character. Sometimes he'd go about situations in a sneaky, deceiving way, but he'd always get the outcome that he wants. I feel God saw this characteristic in him and saw it as a positive. God saw that his determination was strength, and he wanted it to be used for greater good. When I think about what God sees in me, I automatically go to my athletic capabilities, etc. But when I think deeper, I realise God's given me the power to light up a room, make people smile, make people laugh, turn bad energies into good energies. Thank you.